we understood what is VLAN. So VLAN is nothing but when the data, broadcast data is coming to the switch, switch will send to all the ports. That is the nature of the switch. But once you configure VLANs, when you make like 1 to 10, first port to 10 port, first interface to 10th interface, no? 10 interface belongs to VLAN 10. Like that, if you configure the switches like this, then what will happen? That ports only the packet will, broadcast packet will flow. VLAN is nothing but segmenting broadcast domain. Now we are going to learn. So trunk means when you're connecting the switch to switch, all the switches will be having dynamic mode. Dynamic mode means automatic. When you will use the trunk mode, switch port mode.
Switch to switch.
So now I'm connecting a cable between port, now interface 24 to interface 24. I'm connecting a cable, right? Switch to switch. Then this port will be what port? What is the purpose of trunk port? अभी I know that trunk port किधर मैं use करूँगा आपको पता है. switch to switch connect करेंगे उसको trunk port बनाएंगे. तो trunk port क्या करेगा? What is the function of trunk port?
Okay.
अभी हमने VLAN configure किया 1 to 10 बोला हमने एक VLAN 10, 11 to 20 हमने बोले VLAN 100. So if I send any packet in VLAN interface number 1, it will go to 2 to 10 because we have created VLAN like that.
Right.
Physically, virtually it's a virtually separate switch. Now after configuring trunk port, what will happen? Trunk port says I will allow all VLANs. Okay. The first condition is, the first function of trunk port is allow all VLANs. Okay. Now what I will do? Once I configure trunk, I'll give again broadcast. I'll send.
Okay.
So what is the purpose of trunk port? Is trunk port to allow all VLANs traffic. Okay. Now PC1 is sending a traffic to PC broadcast. It's doing a broadcast. So it has to go all the ports. What is VLAN tag? वो क्या है? अभी आप एक शॉप जा रहा है, शॉप में जाकर ड्रेस शर्ट खरीद रहा है. शर्ट खरीदने में आपको प्राइस टैग रहता है ना, प्राइस टैग. ये शर्ट कितना प्राइस है और बारकोड कुछ रहेगा. So what that guy will do? You will take the shirt and give to the counter price counter. He will remove all the tags. He will scan that and he will remove the tags and he will give to you. Correct?
Yes.
The purpose of the tag is when you are doing billing, you can scan the barcode, you will get the payment, all the discount, everything. Same way, when the packet is starting from a trunk port, what trunk port will do is trunk port will put a tag of VLAN information. This packet is coming from VLAN 10. When it receives to other switches, the switches will see the tag. Okay, you're coming from 10 now, he'll remove the tag and send it to the VLAN 10 ports. So in this scenario, which of the ports are VLAN 10 ports in SW2 is 1 to 10 because this is coming from VLAN 10, correct? The receiving end, it knows that this packet is coming from VLAN 10. So he will remove that packet and the switch will decide. Switch knows VLAN 10 is configured which interfaces. Only that interface will send the data. What VLAN is doing is two things. It's allowing all the VLAN traffic and it is adding the VLAN information. Now this is the nature of the switch. So what switch will do when the packet is coming, it will see what is destination MAC address. The destination MAC address is known to him. It will create a bridge and send it to only to that port. The destination MAC address don't know where it is. It will send to all the port except source port. Correct? It is the nature of the switch. Correct? Function of the switch. Now the packet is coming to interface 1. It will check this broadcast. Broadcast means what is the destination MAC address? The MAC address is FFFF. So what is the destination MAC address of broadcast packet? FFFF. FF means everywhere, all, one to all. Okay? Now, once the switch sees FFFF, what the switch will do? It will send it to all the ports except source port.
Correct.
It will go to which are the ports? It will go
2 to 10.
Because we have configured this 24 as a trunk port, it allow all VLAN traffic. This will come to here also. Now the packet is coming from 24 and going to SW2 24. Before the packet is moving from 24, what it will do? It will add the VLAN information. It will add the VLAN tag with the data. Saying that this data is coming from VLAN 10 boy, like that. So for example, this is your data. Two different switches, physically two switches, not same switch. So imagine like this. They are different switches in a same box, that's all. Two switches.
Okay.
Physically one, virtually two. That is the purpose of VLAN, no? अभी आपका पास दो स्विच है, 1010 port switch.
हाँ अभी समझा. Now it's clear.
अभी देखिए उसमें नहीं जाएगा.
Yes, yes, understood.
अभी इधर से इधर जाना है ना. फॉर एग्जाम्पल PC1 to PC3 you want to send means you need to put a router actually. राउटर डालेंगे ना वो टाइम पे जाएगा, वो नहीं तो नहीं जाएगा. So without a router this packet will not go.
So what if in case if the packet has been sent from PC2 and the interface would be the
so what is destination is what? Destination is what?
Understood.
Clear हो गया? Clear है?
Yes. Yes, yes.
Now next thing is when you are actually basically you think there is 100 switches are there in your company, okay? 100 switches. You want to create every switch, you want to create 10 VLANs. How many times you have to type the commands? 10 means 1000 times you have to create, right? You have to go to all the switches and you have to configure 1000 times you have to give the command, correct? So now what I'm going to do instead of that, I'm going to use a protocol called VTP. What this VTP will do is VLAN, centralized VLAN configuration management. Understand? Put all the switches in the domain, okay? For example, domain is what is your company? ICNT, right? College name is what? ICNT, na? And domain is, and VTP mode is server. Okay, that is by default. Default all switches are server mode. Then we can make it as a client. Client is basically update, automatically creates, automatically configures. Okay, now let's understand this. Now think like this: you have 100 switches. I want to go to each and every switch and create 10 VLANs. Instead of that, I will make this SW1 as a VTP. What SW2 will do? Automatically create VLANs in SW2 itself. So you don't need to create VLANs in that. So what we'll do is in a network company, we'll keep one server, one switch as a server, all switches as a client. Just go and configure in the server switch. That's all. Automatically, all the client switches VLANs will be configured. So I will summarize it. Okay, what is VLAN? VLAN is एक स्विच है, उसको मैं फिजिकली एक सिंगल स्विच है, उसका वर्चुअली मल्टीपल स्विचेस करूंगा. टेक्निकली क्या कर रहा हूँ? टेक्निकली ब्रॉडकास्ट डोमेन को डिवाइड कर रहा हूँ. फॉर एग्जांपल एक पीसी ब्रॉडकास्ट डेटा भेज रहा है ना, वो कितना पोर्ट तक जाएगा मैं रिस्ट्रिक्ट कर रहा हूँ. दैट इज VLAN. Next is trunk. Trunk is nothing but a switch to switch port. When you connect switch to switch, when you connect, you configure trunk in that port, that interface. The interface becomes trunk port. Okay. Basically, trunk port allow all VLANs, all VLAN traffic, and it will be configured with whenever it is sending a data from trunk port. The first foremost function is adding the VLAN information, VLAN tag. Because it's allowing all VLANs, opposite side people don't know which VLAN to support, which ports to send. So every time before it's sending the data, it will add the VLAN information. Now third thing is native VLAN. Native VLAN is nothing but before becoming trunk port, which interface, which VLAN the interface belongs. It's called native VLAN. Once trunk failed, again it will go back to the native VLAN. That is trunk port. Third thing is VTP. So VTP is what? VTP is nothing but VLAN trunking protocol है. वो क्या करेगा? अभी 100 स्विचेस हमारे पास 100 स्विचेस है, मतलब एक ही स्विच पे जाकर क्रिएट नहीं कर सकता, इसलिए एक स्विच को मैं सर्वर बना लूंगा, तो सब स्विच को मैं क्लाइंट कर दूंगा. तो सर्वर में जाकर क्रिएट करूंगा VLANs, वो VTP अपडेट भेजेगा. यूजिंग द अपडेट पूरा क्लाइंट स्विचेस ऑटोमेटिकली VLANs कॉन्फ़िगर हो जाएगा. सो VLAN brief. You understand this?
Yes.
What I did now? I went to global mode. I created a VLAN 10, and in the other VLAN mode, I gave the name for the VLAN. Right? Same way I'll exit. I'll come back to global mode again. I created the VLAN 100. Then in the other VLAN mode, I gave the name for the VLAN 100, name sales. Then exit. Now I'm going to verify that 2 VLANs are added or not. Okay?
Yes, but that is also 1,
2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Interfaces variation, correct?
Correct.
Right or wrong? Now,
Yes.
one belongs to PC1. This is access port. This is access port. This is a trunk port. Switch, right? Understood? Switch to switch, right?
Yes.
It's a trunk port, correct?
Yeah.
Right? So we need to configure SW git 1/0/1 as access port, 2 as access port, 3 as a trunk port. You understand?
Okay. Okay.
Right? According to topology. Right. Now I'm going to configure that. I'm going to each and every interface, and I'm going to configure that what I understood.
So what about the PC3 and PC4 then?
That we'll see later. Now we are in this switch now, right?
अच्छा अच्छा ओके ओके
वो स्विच में जाकर वो करेंगे. पहला ये स्विच
हाँ
खत्म करना है हमको.
ओके ओके ओके
अभी देखिए ये स्विच है, सर्वर है. समझा? कॉन्सेप्ट समझा ना आपने?
यस यस
हमने 2 VLANs क्रिएट किया, बट उसको इंटरफेस ऐड करना पड़ेगा ना हमको. दिस VLAN belongs to which interface, उसका असाइन करना पड़ेगा, राइट? So according to topology, 1 is belongs to VLAN 10, 2 belongs to VLAN 100, 3 is a trunk port. Then VTP configuration क्या है? This is a server switch. Yeah, first one. I will go to first one interface. Interface gig 1/0/1. Okay. So this interface is what? Connecting to PC1, correct? According to the topology, SW1 interface 1 connects to PC1. So switch port mode access. According to topology, 3 is not connecting to PC, right? 3 is connecting to where? Switch. So this is a trunk port. So switch port mode.
So I mean 110. I mean any this naming convention. I mean the name convention is
Number.
anything we can write it.
Anything we can give. But when you are doing the lab, you need to follow the topology. That's all.
As per topology only. Right. Understood.
See, the idea is very simple. Okay. Now any number can work, but what number is approved by management, that has to be configured.
अच्छा.
काम करने वाला बात नहीं है. क्या क्या कॉन्फ़िगर करना है, हैज टू बी अप्रूव्ड बाय मैनेजमेंट. कुछ भी नहीं दे सकता. ओके. आईपी एड्रेस भी ऐसा है, सब आईपी एड्रेस काम करेगा, करेक्ट? ये आईपी एड्रेस देना है मतलब वो अप्रूव होना चाहिए. आईपी एड्रेस देंगे बोलकर, समझा ना? Anything, any configuration, working is not matter. What to be configured has to be approved by the management. Design has to be approved. पहला हमको design approve लेना पड़ेगा in real time.
Okay.
Then only we'll configure, right? Because once you configure, give 10, you must not give 10 in other places. Otherwise conflict will happen, right? So it has to be checked and approved by the design team and the management team. Clear?
Understood. Thank you.
So in our case, in CCNA level, don't worry about design part. Just learn the basic configuration. Just follow the topology diagram.
Right.
Design तो आएगा. After you become expert, only can do designing part. हमने पहला समझने चाहिए हम सब topics. उसके बाद configuration आना चाहिए best way. After configuring, you have to expert in troubleshooting. Then only designing will start. Understand?
Right.
Abhi now you understood this point, right? So 1 belongs to 10, 2 belongs to 100, 3 is a trunk port, and the protocol is .1q. Correct?
Yeah. Understood.
Now let's go to the next concept. Tell me, what is the next concept?
Configure VTP.
VTP domain and
server
mode. What is that to configure? Okay. One is VTP domain. All switches must be in same domain. For example, Icnt. VTP mode is 3 modes are there: client, server, transparent. I'm going to configure server. Pruning is something like I don't want to send some VLANs in trunk.
Okay.
That is advanced configuration. CCNA में आपको आएगा. But just tell you, right, what is pruning is something like by default VLAN allow all VLAN, trunk allow all VLANs, right? By default, what is nature of trunk? It allow all VLANs. But I don't want to send unnecessary. I don't want to send unnecessary all VLANs. I want to send only 2-3 VLANs in trunk. Then I can configure something called pruning. हमने SW1 का configuration खत्म कर दिया हमने, right? What ought to be configured? SW1 will go into SW2.
First, verify VLAN database.
Wait. Let's verify. Show VLAN brief. How many VLANs we have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5 VLANs. Okay, now next.
Next would be configure VTP domain and then mode.
Configure VTP. Basically, what's the purpose of VTP? I told you.
It's so
Automatically
client
create
and
VLANs,
server,
right?
right?
Automatically create VLANs, right?
Yeah.
Now in a SW1 we created two VLANs, na? 10 and 100, right? It will automatically create now. See, once I configure VTP, VTP will get the update automatically. The two VLANs will be configured in the SW2. Okay,
Acha, okay.
we'll see that. Okay, so first I made it as a VTP domain is what?
Client, right?
Client, correct. The moment I make this as a client, automatically it will receive the VTP update from the SW1 and it will automatically configure the two VLANs. Okay, now verify that. How to verify? Show VLAN brief. Okay, if I give this command, you can see here automatically these two VLANs created.
Ah, okay.
समझ में आ रहा है? This is the function of VTP.
VTP.
अभी मैं SW2 में जाकर और एक VLAN क्रिएट करूंगा ना, ऑटोमेटिकली वो VLAN SW2 में क्रिएट हो जाएगा.
अच्छा.
जस्ट रिप्लिका करेगा वो.
Okay.
Next.
So next would be assigning port to the VLAN.
Now we have finished this part. Now 1, 2, 3 we need to configure. 1 belongs to 10, 2 belongs to 100, 3 belongs to trunk port, correct? The same thing what we did SW1, right? Same thing you have to configure in SW2 also now. Exit. Now I'll go to 2 and I'll say your access port and you belong to which VLAN?
So if in case VTP domain name is ICNT, if there is a rename is required, then how we can do the rename for the ICNT?
Just type the same thing. Change the rename.
Acha,
Like
same
for
process
example,
steps.
Same time it
steps.
will override. It will override the name.
Acha, understood. So again we need to align the the interfaces to the rename domain.
Interface. Why interface?
Yeah.
You want to manually configure in both switches or you want to configure centrally? That is the question.
Centrally, right.
If you don't want to use VTP, go and configure the same thing in VTP SW2 also, right? No problem.
ठीक है, understood.
That is a feature of VTP, right? No need to confuse with others.
Okay,
creating
understood.
VLANs, assigning ports to the VLANs, configuring trunk, that all are that VTP is simply I'm making one server client, I'll configure in server automatically, client will get configured. That's all.